Welcome back to the virtual hangar. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple personal piñata. Your kit will include one long piece of chipboard, a couple of pieces of tissue paper, 2 pieces of macrame cord, 1 wooden bead, a glue stick, and some confetti. Yours might look a little different. You will also need a ruler, a pair of scissors, and some Scotch tape, as well as a pencil or a pen. To get started, we're going to take our piece of chipboard and our ruler. We are going to measure up one side and mark every 6 1/4 inches. That's 6.25. A quarter is half of 1/2. So if there are 3 marks in between 6 and 7, you would do it on the first mark. On the other long side, we're going to do it 3 1/8, which is 3.125, and then do 6.25. So we're making a mark every 6.25 inches on both sides, but we need to offset the other side to make our triangles, which are going to be the base to draw our piñata. So for the first 2 marks, you're going to watch in the video, make the slanted lines with the pen. We are making the net for the pyramid solid shape we are going to make. So you can use your ruler to bend along these edges that we just drew with our pen. I find that it's a little bit easier to do the bending before we get to cutting anything, just when there's more to hold on to and grab. You just want to do a nice strong crease along the lines we just drew. And you can use anything for that. You could use a book or a straight edge. So we're going to cut both of the 2 edges off of our long net there. So now we've just got 4 triangles, and you can see how they fold together to make a solid pyramid. To make our piñata, we actually need to cut one of the triangles off from the end. So go ahead and do that and set it to the side. And then we are going to take this net here and start attaching our cord to it. So we're going to tie a simple overhand knot. I have lots of other videos where you can get more detailed instructions on knot tying if you need it, but we're just going to take one of the lengths of cord, tie a knot as close to the end as you like. This is going to be the piece that we hang our piñata from. So it needs to go inside the main portion of the triangle. This cord is going to be a little thick, so you can't really close it. You could do it like this if you want, but it doesn't close perfectly that way. So I actually just take my scissors and cut a little notch out from the top and give the cord some room to kind of be in there. When we close the triangle fully, now it should close much easier if there's a little bit less chipboard in the way for the cord. So once you've got that closed, you would just put a couple of pieces of tape on it. You don't have to go overboard, just a couple pieces. And then if you find that your edges don't line up perfectly, mine definitely didn't because I'm bad at scissors, just trim it so that it more or less lies flat there. So that's our finished first part. Now we are going to take our other cord and string our wooden bead on it. This wooden bead is probably maybe going to be a little tough to thread through here. So take an extra piece of thread or string or yarn even that's smaller, twist it together at the ends, make a little loop, and push that through the bead. Once you push that thinner piece of thread through, if you have the cord looped through the loop, you should pretty easily be able to string the bead onto this thick cord. So we're going to tie one single knot at the top there, close to the end, and then tie another knot right on top of it just so it's nice and thick and secure. And then once that's nice and tight, push the bead up just like that towards the end of the knot. And then I went and tied another overhand knot towards the end, and then a double knot as well. Just this part is purely decorative, however you like. I think I missed. You can see how you can tighten and loosen the knots to kind of pull the cord, and put them on top of each other. But it's decorative, doesn't matter how many knots you tie, and I just comb out the end there. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom of our piñata. We need to cut out an area for our cord to exist. So I cut a single line through from one of the flat ends, and then just cut again a little notch out so there's room for the cord. You could try and just punch a hole, but I found that to be really difficult. So this was easy, and I promise it won't make a difference by the time you get to using your piñata. You can cover that cut you made with a piece of tape. So the string is nice and secure there on the bottom base of the piñata. And you can see here how it's going to fit together. So again, it might not line up perfectly, but it will line up close enough to have a fun party. So now it's time to fill our piñata. I provided some confetti. Again, yours might look a little bit different than mine. Just fill it up all the way as much as you like. You could also use candy, dollar bills. That'd be fun. Once it's full, you want to make sure that the bead side of the base of your piñata is towards the confetti. So the bead ends up inside the piñata. And then secure this with as little tape as you can. I found that I used a little bit too much tape. I was a little too worried about it being secure, and it was kind of hard to break. So not impossible, but that's how you would pull it to break it. So now it's time to start decorating. So I'm going to be decorating mine in a rainbow, which means pink would be at the top, which means it's the paper that I will be using the least because the pyramid is smallest at the top. So whichever color you don't like as much or you think you will be using the least, go ahead and cut a triangle that is the size of the base of the pyramid plus about 1 inch all around. I take my glue stick and I secure one edge. I just do a little stripe towards the bottom of the piñata and then push the tissue paper up. But you can see we have to uncover this part here for our cord. So I did this kind of off the camera. There's a little picture coming up so you can see what I did. But it's basically the same principle we did on the chipboard. You just make a little cut so the cord can come out of the paper. And then I did glue on the bottom of the pyramid there and just folded those two flaps up. So we're going to go all the way around, secure the rest of this bottom piece with our glue stick. And then you can just kind of, this is going to be kind of a messy project. However you like, just make the edges of these little corners stick down. It's going to be wet and wild with this glue stick. But it's supposed to be fun, so however you like to do it is fine. So now that our piñata base is all prepared, we are going to start preparing the decoration part, which I think is the most fun. I cut a strip that was about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. It's really very forgiving. No particular measurements are required. And I made those strips basically into a stack that was as thick as I thought I could cut through with the scissors that I have. So that's going to be a little bit subjective based on your particular supplies. And we're just going to make a series of cuts all the way across the bottom there on the long edge, about 3/4 to halfway up the strip. So you want to leave a little band at the top that you don't cut into at all. That's going to make this a nice, fun, tassel-y kind of strip of material. And I went ahead and did that for all of the colors. So I'm only going to show one more color for Movie Magic. This is with the purple. I'm going to do the same thing, cut some strips, and then after I cut them horizontally, just very gently pull them apart. It's going to kind of want to stick to each other. It will break. It's okay. You're just going to glue it in a row and no one will be able to tell. Just gently kind of unfold these and then put them to the side. To attach these to this piñata to make that kind of fun tassel-y effect, you just do one stripe of glue at the bottom, and then on the non-cut side of the piñata, go ahead and just press it gently onto the glue stick, turn the triangle, do the next edge along the bottom, press it down. It won't lay perfectly flat because it's a triangle and not a cube, but it's a very forgiving project. It's supposed to be messy and kind of fun and sloppy. So just do that. Third side, I did another strip. On the next strip, you just do it on top of the band that you already did, maybe like up half an inch. And that is really all there is to this decorating technique. When you finish the first strip, just go ahead and pick up right where you left off with the next strip. I think I did about 4 rows of each color. I did some math and it's about 6 inches tall and I have 6 colors. So if I did glue every 1/4 of an inch, that's about 4 rows of each color before I change colors. Obviously the color you use at the bottom, you're going to need more strips of. When you get to the top, you won't need as many strips. I also found, as well as being an additional camera angle, it was actually a little bit easier after a while to glue when it was hanging from something. So if you can put it in the handle of a broom and hang it between two chairs and decorate it and spin it around while you decorate it, you might have an easier time. I kind of felt like I was getting a little bit of a crick in my neck, turning my head to do it the tissue paper on the side of the piñata. But there, we are just about done. You can see all of my different colors already. When you get to the top, just keep going, wrap as high as you want to go, and secure the last piece with tissue paper all the way up to the cord. And there is our finished piñata. It was so fun to make this project. It should be fun and sloppy and silly. Yay! I hope that you have a great time making it. I hope that you are able to celebrate this summer. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on social media or see me in the hangar, and I will see you next time.